So now we're back to get to know my number 90 to number 81. And without further ado, let's just start with those crunchy numbers. Now, my number 90 is Dokmus. Dokmus is an abstract game which looks really cool. The box cover is amazing. It looks really cool on the table as well. You are trying to build your houses, temples, whatever they are, around the board near some other places that will score you points at the end of the game. Your pieces can be destroyed as well. So you're trying to get those kind of connections you can build to each of your previous houses. You get the special abilities where you can rotate the landscapes. Basically, the board itself consists of different tiles. You can rotate those tiles, you can shift them, you can place one tile to the other side, whatever. So you are manipulating the board itself, which is really cool. And it's not hard to get into this game. It doesn't have many rules. It's rather this kind of a gateway type abstract game. I would definitely recommend it. It's from Lautapelit. It's Dokmus, number 90. My number 89 is Loop Inc. Now, this is a crunchy, thinky game. I would say this is AP prone game, because what you're trying to do, you are trialing through time, but you are trying not to mess up with the time, so you will not get penalty, because if you get too much of that, you're out of the game. Now you're trying to score points, and for that you need to collect various parts into your machine so you can use them to travel through time. That's really cool, basically like a set collection. The other cool part is you are basically building up your hand of cards. You're taking some cards. The thing about this one is that whenever you take a card, you cannot change the order of the cards anymore. So if you if you are getting the first card into your hand, you basically have to plan that at some point you have to play it again at this certain time. So you get the second card and the third, and then in future rounds you get more of those cards in your hand. At the last round you have quite a few cards in your hand that you must play in the order from the latest card you took to the first card you took at the beginning of the game. So you have to plan a lot ahead. And you can mess up, because if you cannot do the action on the cards, you will get penalized. So really cool, but really crunchy, really different game from Scott Alms. It's Loop Inc. number 89. Number 88 is a dice game from Scott Alms as well. This is Tiny Epic Galaxies. Now, Tiny Epic Galaxies has this really cool follow mechanic where if you have some culture and another player does his turn, his action, you can follow this action and do the same for yourself as well. And you're trying to basically control the planets because they will give you special abilities. You're trying to get points from those planets. Whoever gets to the certain amount of points wins the game. And you're doing this through this Yahtzee mechanic, rolling the dice and then re-rolling them, and then basically accepting what you have on those dice and trying to get the different actions done through those dice. So I like the small package, yet a really, I would say, rather big game in the small package. And I really like there was like a mini expansion. We got the Beyond the Black, which is a new expansion. We haven't tried it yet, but we really want to try it. So it adds some pilots, adds a lot of other things. So definitely a game to look at. It's Tiny Epic Galaxies, number 88. Number 87 is, like, I call them all roll and write games, but this isn't really a roll and write. This is kind of a Tetris type game, but in that category of roll and write. This is Sweet Stack. Sweet Stack is, yeah, as I told you, it's like a Tetris game where you will choose cards, like basically you have different cards which are like these Tetris pieces. And you're choosing cards and giving them to the player if you're to your left or to your right, depending on the round. And they must insert this Tetris-like into their sheet where they will basically mark down those pieces. And whoever is, like in Tetris game, whoever is busted is out of the game, so out of the round, sorry. And then you basically will count the points, and you're trying to not be busted as long as possible so you can gather more points. And I really like this aspect. It's different. You're kind of playing Tetris, but you're trying to screw your opponent, but on your right hand, he's trying to screw with you, and I don't know. I just really like this game. I really like how you can deal with some of those. You can you cannot just rotate them. So you can rotate them with special abilities. You get those pumpkin tokens, and then you can use them to rotate or to change the card into card from your own hand. So really cool, Sweet Stack number 87. Number 86 is a word game mixed with deck building. It's paperback. It's really hard for us to play paperback, to be honest, because we don't know that many English words, and it's like, even if we know English quite well, it's really hard to come up with those words when you have those separate letters in your hand. And you're doing the deck building stuff, as you know, the deck building anyway. And you have some special abilities on this card. For example, if this is the first letter in your word, then you get extra points so you can buy better cards, whatever. So you're trying to get those covers as well, which give you a lot of points. And you're just basically trying to create really good longer words that will give you more points. You can buy better cards and you can get more points for them. And that's basically it. But we really like this one. We did a Blender segment for paperback as well, because it's a learning tool for us as well to like remember all the words in English. They're cool, thinky, at least for us, not native English speakers, deck building game, paperback with words. So it's number 86. Number 85 is another roll and write game. So I wasn't into roll and write games, and Alina wasn't as well, but eventually we discovered them. We both like them. Maybe Alina likes a little bit more. There are some games that are sort of a roll and write, like Doodle City is not really, like Doodle City Avenue is not a roll and write game. But I'm not talking about them. This is La Granja no Siesta. So this is a little bit bigger roll and write game. We have quite a lot of things going on. Basically, you're marking down different stuff on your. There's not much to explain here. You're rolling dice and you're trying to mark it down the best way possible to get those kind of a collections of marks and then getting the more points. But I like how you can get those. If you get the farmers done, you can get them as special abilities, and then you can basically manipulate your dice or your board or whatever. Like, for example, instead of this good, I can mark down the other good. So it adds to the variability as well. So really cool roll and write game, La Granja no Siesta, number 85. Number 84, this is another puzzle game, another Asian game. And this is, or was it? Yeah, Sweet Stack was Asian game as well. But the Dao Cheng. The Dao Cheng is sort of like you're collecting cubes and you're basically spending them to get the cards. You sometimes get some special abilities, but everything evolves around this. The key mechanic is basically this puzzle. You have this central board where you have this circled tokens, and you're trying to get them. You can flip them and you can move them so you get some same colors in a row, so you can get more cubes out there, so you can later use them to get more cards, to get more points. And this is all about this central puzzle, how you will puzzle out those tokens in the center in the game board, so you will not make your opponent's life easier, yet take the most for yourself. And that's a really cool puzzly aspect over there. It's really hard to explain it. You have to look at maybe the pictures or another reviews or something like that. That's the Dao Cheng 84. I really enjoyed. Number 83 is a game about the kindergarten. It's called Operation Kindergarten. Now, this is a really lovely theme where and you can feel it definitely, because you want the children to get back into the classroom. And there are smaller children, bigger children. There are different hazards like the poop, or maybe scissors out there. So you want the children not to deal with them that much. You want them to get back, and they start crying and they run away from you, and you're trying to get them back to the classroom and to get them all, so you will not get negative points for that. You are sort of a teachers trying to gather them. At really cool mechanic of like basically you roll the dice, and these dice you place them out, and they determine the speed of the children, or the movement, in what direction they will move on the board as well. So you can plan ahead, but it's really cool. You can really feel the theme where the kindergarten, lots of children are running around, they don't listen to you, and you're trying to just gather them and get them stay away from all the children hazards, you know. So this is Operation Kindergarten number 83. Number 82 is a lovely game, and really from Yellow, and really beautiful game with really beautiful pieces. That's Kanagawa. Now with Kanagawa, you are doing the set collection. You're building the sort of the scenery, the landscape. You're painting the landscape, and you have these different tokens, and whatever the jars, what do you call them, the painting jars, and there you're putting them down. You can use the certain colors to get the new cards out, and there's a really cool thing that's like push a luck element as well. That's when the cards come out, either you get the card you really need, or you wait for more cards, but maybe then another player will grab those cards in front of you later. So if you wait another round, more cards will come out. If you wait yet another round, even more cards will come out, but maybe somebody will get the column of cards that you really wanted in the first place. So that's really cool. And I like the aspect of this set collection, building your landscape. It just looks really cool and beautiful on the table. That's Kanagawa number 82. And number 81, the last one for this video, it's a solo game, but I do not play solo games, so I get frustrated with the solo, because board games is all about social thing there, so I really like to gather friends and play board games with them. So number 81 is Shahrazad. Now, as I told you, I don't play solo, but Shahrazad has a mode, a two-player mode, cooperative mode. And this is all about puzzling out and trying to build up the frame of those tiles in a right order, so they will connect from the first to the last, and you're trying to get the colors next to each other, so the biggest group of each color will score you points. You're trying to get the high score. The more points, the better you are at the game. And the cooperative variant is all about, like, I have some tiles in my hand, you have some tiles in your hand. We cannot talk about what tiles we have, but once we play it, we can discuss where we put it exactly. But you know, this is really cool part, like, because I know that I have this tile, and if you just insert this tile right here, you will ruin my plans a bit. But maybe I cannot tell you about these, but maybe we'll discuss. You know, that's really cool part. I like that part, and it's really easy to get into. It's very easy game. We did a review for that game as well, so check it out. That's Shahrazad, and it looks really cool on the table. Shahrazad number 81. And that's it for this video, and we see you in the next one, where we talk about 80 to 71. And I hope you will get to know more games, maybe that you didn't know about, or get to find out that there are games that you really enjoy that are on my top 100. And of course, if you don't agree why they are so low in your list, or this game is so bad, why it's in your top 100, just put it all in the comments below, and we'll deal with that. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you another time. Bye bye.